second topic I wanted to talk about, before I start talking about it, that's what this color looks like. I really do like this color. Dig Fig's a really pretty color. It's like a deep red. I guess a brighter red would be good, but I mean, this works. So we did two coats of Dig Fig, and it's mostly dry. So I'm gonna carefully do my other hand while I talk to you about the second topic that I wish I was more confident in talking about, but I'm not. I tried my hardest to read everything and absorb it as much as possible, but because I think R. Kelly's situation is taking up most of my brain, and then Jesse's situation is a little easier to digest and follow along because there's not much progress going on with it. But to move it along to the east section, I think ever since the whole Me Too movement has really kicked off, of course lots of sexual misconduct and allegations have been popping up, and of course the ridiculousness of war on men, that garbage that just doesn't exist in my opinion. There is not a war on men, just on jerky people. Not jerky people, that is a nice way of saying it. I might as well call them poopy heads. But against people who thought they can get away with, being perverts and taking advantage of their position, with men and women. I'm not going to say that, being sexually harassed is just a woman problem, or it is a human problem. Anyone can be sexually harassed. Anyone can be raped. Anyone can be, be a victim of sexual misconduct. So, just want to put that out there because I am not ignoring, men or people who are on the spectrum of, the binary, anyone can be a victim. So this whole Me Too movement has been expanding worldwide, and I've noticed it the most in South Korea. And I check this website, I try to check it every day. This is where I get my K-pop news from. I check Soul Beats and I check Asian Junkie. And Asian Junkie, it has some humor to it, but it also is very honest with its news, and it doesn't just focus on K-pop. It also talks about stuff that's happening in J-pop, and I think it might do some stuff in China as well. I'm not completely sure, but it definitely does cover those two areas, so I find that super helpful. So the biggest scandal that's been going on is Seungri from Big Bang and his club Burning Sun. And I've been trying to, every time I try to read the articles at work, I always have to leave the desk, so I don't get a chance to fully read the whole article and let it sink into my brain and just understand what's going on. And since I haven't been able to do that, I think there are at least 3 pages worth of articles, maybe 4 pages worth of articles about this Burning Sun incident. And I tried one day, I skipped all my usual routine when I hop on board the computer. Normally I check my emails. I check about, I think, 3 of them. I have I think 5 or 6 emails, something like that, maybe a little bit more. To make sure I don't get a lot of stuff in it. Sometimes I don't get a chance to check all of it. And then I check J-Rock News, and I check Treasure Box. Then I check Arama Japan, because of course that covers like the J-pop, Japan, just general Japanese pop culture news stuff. Then I check Soul Beats, as I mentioned before, and then I check Asian Junkie. So I don't think Asian Junkie has covered this. Not Asian Junkie. Soul Beats has covered this. This whole Burning Sun club situation with Seungri. So Seungri is a member of Big Bang. Most people know who Big Bang is if you're in the K-pop fandom. They've been around since I think 2006. I think I remembered it as, hey, it's that year that you graduated, and what were you doing? You know, trying to get into college. So he owns this club, or he's like, yeah, I think he's the owner of the club. And this article popped up, and I'm using Asian Junkie as a source. I'll put a link in the description of just the tag, because they do tag their blogs. I think it's going to be like the Seungri tag, it might be the Burning Sun tag, it might be they have a prostitution tag. It'll be some sort of tag I will be putting in the description so you can read all the articles. I probably won't be able to get through all of them during this video, but I'm going to try my best, because I don't have a lot of steps with this nail look. But, okay. So the very first article they put on Asian Junkie about this situation is titled "Seungri's Club Burning Sun Under Fire After Man Says He Was Assaulted by Security and Police Plus Other Speculation." I did read this article. I was able to read this one fully. Didn't quite completely digest everything, but the first paragraph, it does say that Burning Sun, the club owned by Big Bang member Seungri, has found itself at the center of controversy recently, as a man has reported to NBC's news desk that he was attacked by club security and then the police officers last year after trying to help a woman who was being sexually harassed. So if I remember correctly, they were saying that this guy the security was using excessive force on the guy, like removing him out of the club, but there's a video of him like pulling down an officer and like beating him up too. And whether the woman was being assaulted or not, like sexually assaulted, is not clear in the video according to this article, and I just made a mess on my desk. He said that he sustained some injuries, but really you can check out this article for yourself. But it looks like the guy was at fault of this happening. As far as the other allegations, that is kind of unclear. Okay, so I'll tell you what I do know so far from what I've like read and seen, which is not a lot, and normally I keep up with these things very well. At least in the past I have, if you check out the Jenny Hung video. But from what I can tell, from what I know so far, because I still have like a lot of catching up to do with the situation, because it's a lot. Okay, first with this article, with the whole guy, saying that the security was a little too rough, and I think that officer that was too rough on him or something like that, I think he did get fired. They let him go, and I don't think Seungri knew about it happening, the whole the security being rough. But then this whole thing is coming out about there might be like a prostitution ring going on, and that the people like get these women and like sell them off to men or whatever, or they're being sexually harassed. There's some sexual misconduct / prostitution going on in the club, and of course prostitution is illegal. So that's being investigated at the moment. and Seungri kind of like denies that he knows anything. So yeah, so Seungri says he doesn't know anything. I don't know how to feel about all that. So no comment there. And then there was like another thing that I kind of like skimmed over, that he might have been doing some drugs in China or something or other, and they kind of used like the same tactic they used with like G-Dragon when he was caught with marijuana in Japan. I don't know. And okay, all this stuff that I'm saying is just stuff that I kind of somewhat retained. So right now they're investigating the prostitution part of it and the sexual assault part of it, I believe. And then they found some private chat going on between him and somebody else. I can't remember his name because I suck at Korean names. And him telling like, oh yeah, get this woman for this guy, or some sort of like exchange of women. And what else? Oh, and that there was like in this like private chat thing, there were hidden cameras like recording the sexual misconduct or whatever. So yeah. So that's all I have retained. It's not very good. I feel like the best thing for people to do is to go to Agent Junkie and just read it. Like, read everything. So I'm gonna try to read some of the stuff. Honestly, okay, so in short, if you don't want to like listen to me read some of these articles, I think the best place to go if you don't feel like reading, because I kind of was watching this and I didn't really get to watch all of it, was this YouTube channel called DK TV. They do apparently K-pop news. I'm not subscribed to them or anything like that. I might, or maybe I am now. But they do K-pop news, and they also talk about different, it seems like different cultural things that are happening in Korea, South Korea specifically, that seem interesting. I think one of their videos is like, are all men like, you know, I forgot what the title is, but I was like, oh, like they're all creeps, or all Korean men, are they all like, you know, perverts, or they're prone to this behavior of, you know, sexual misconduct or whatnot. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe eventually I will. I think at the time when I saw it, it was like a live stream, so I couldn't watch it. I was at work. I think I was doing something at the time, so I couldn't like stay at my desk and watch it. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just kind of cleaning up my nails because I make mistakes. And I've learned from the last time that Q-tips are the best things to like use for cleanup. Maybe one day I'll get that like stuff you put around your nails and you can just peel it off, because that looks so easy. But anyway, they did talk about this issue and some other stuff that was going on. So that's probably the best source, and they are keeping up with it a lot better than I am. So I'm just going to move on to article number 2. So if you're curious, if you do go to Agent Junkie, this situation is dated back since January 29th of this year. So that's why I'm just like, and then there's still stuff coming out right now, and it's March. So you understand why I'm kind of like, this is a lot to take in. This so much to take in. So I clicked on the second article. It's called Seungri's Club Burning Sun Issues Response to Assault Controversy and Other Speculation. So this is the response. They issued a response to the security guard being a little too rough and the sexual assault allegations. Oh, I forgot. Like, the other thing that I also remembered, I like kind of hearing or reading, was that I guess maybe due to this controversial situation, Seungri decided to retire from the entertainment industry. Uh, Thus, I don't know, putting Big Bang in a very interesting spot, especially because I know, or I believe they're still all doing their military time at the moment, but he was about to do his military time as well, so I think I read this from Asian Junkie, was that it was kind of pointless for him to be like, oh, I'm just gonna retire from the music industry, and it's like, dude, you aren't going to be doing anything for like 2 years. The apology says, we understand that much doubt and controversy has arisen in relation to Gangnam assault incident reported on NBC News at 8 p.m. on January 28, 2019. The incident occurred in the process of a staff member responding to a civil complaint from a female guest who said that she had been the victim of sexual harassment. We express our sincerest apology and remorse as the representatives of the club's management team for arousing criticism over assault by a club staff member. We will fully cooperate in the investigation process as necessary to allow for a thorough investigation of the truth related to the various doubts brought up in that report, including submitting all of the CCTV footage that recorded the details related to that incident to the investigating agency. Also, regarding the person from the club connected to the assault incident, we are holding him responsible and have been taking disciplinary action and dismissal measures. We will do our best to prevent this from happening again in the future through actions such as education for our club staff and the creation of manuals on safety security. So that was the apology that they put out after this first started. Let's see. Oh, it looks like this video is taken off. I think this was the video that I saw where it looks like he kind of initially did something. So on this article it says, after viewing the footage of the man being attacked by the group, this only seemed like a reasonable thing to do regardless of what they thought the guy did. I'm not sure how wailing on him outside the club and a gang beating was appropriate. Additionally, assault against the police could be a reasonable charge to make. Though one could definitely argue that everything in the altercation stemmed from him appearing to grab and take down an officer. To me, it looked like he grabbed the officer. So, like if the assault happened after that, then like I can kind of see like doing more, like using more force toward him. Okay, I think these are all relatively more cleaned off. Not perfect, but getting there. One of the videos in this article is no longer available, but the other video is available. It's a Twitter thing. There's more statements from both ends. There's a couple Instagram videos that got taken out. I guess they made some testimonies there. The person who apparently was in charge of the club during the assault, which was not Seungri, they said that he was not involved with it. They issued an apology on here as well. Pretty much at the end of the article they say that they're just kind of waiting to see what happens next. Which, of course, there was more. Right now, I'm going to take this out very carefully. Alright, so if you buy any of these Salon Effects, they're nail stickers, that's what it says. It comes out like this. So we're just going to take these out. So it says start with clean dry nails. Select best fitting strip for each nail. Peel nail sticker from backing paper. Choose the side of the nail sticker that best fits the shape of your cuticle. Firmly press sticker over the nail and smooth over. Use a nail file to remove excess. Apply top coat along the nail edge to seal manicure. I don't know why I'm trying to read the instructions, the next instructions, and these are like, this isn't Spanish. This looks like French. This is French. Why wouldn't you put Spanish instructions on the bottom? Anyway, The next one is called Seungri Addresses Burning Sun Controversy. Woman speaks out against assault victim. Club responds to comments. Then there's a Dispatch publishes Burning Sun staff convos, revealing them preying on inebriated women for VIP guests. So we're gonna read that one. So I need to pick a good one for my pinky, because that's the one I'm gonna start with. Probably this one's probably the best one. This is still kind of wet. So I'm gonna read this while my nail's drying before I start peeling things, even though I probably could peel with my left hand. Ah. Alright, so in this article, it says, as is common with developing stories, wild swings in the narrative are to be expected, and just as it seemed like Burning Sun and Seungri and whoever else was involved had clarified most of the issues associated with the club that weren't pending police investigations, Dispatch has released texts from an alleged group chat with Burning Sun staff. Basically, former and current Burning Sun employees talked to Dispatch and exposed how the club gets women into the rooms of their VIP clients, with merchandisers who work on commissions. That isn't abnormal, but the appalling part is that the club actively targets and celebrates providing inebriated women to these VIP clients of, I guess, for sexual purposes. I am failing at reading right now. Also, I cannot get this off. Furthermore, Dispatch reports that the staff does indeed supply the VIP clients with date rape drugs to use, which is terrible. Okay, I'm gonna make an attempt. I'm gonna do it with my middle finger. Maybe? Oh, got it. Okay, so I probably screwed up something here. Okay, so these, like it says, they're just little sticker peel-offs. Oh, there we go. They're just little sticker peel-offs. So we're just gonna think this is the perfect shape for my pinky, so we're gonna put that there very carefully. It says to match it with your cuticle, and I think this is the good one. We're just gonna fold that over, make sure everything's straight. I think I probably could have used a slightly wider one, because there's a section of my pinky that isn't covered, but I think this might be okay. So what I do that's different than what the instruction says, it does say that you should use a nail file to take this off, but I found it easier just to use nail clippers to cut it off. I tried using a nail file before, it just doesn't work. I can never file it off, it just ends up being like weird. I think I ended up like folding it one time. I haven't done these nail stickers in a really long time, so forgive me. This is why it's not a tutorial.